nothing wrong with the city. Just some people been wrong there like everywhere else in New York City. I don't know why I love you. Could be you remind me of myself. And I've been roped and criticized, and I've been pushed off to the side. I've been kicked when I was down, but I've always felt inside like New York City, misused and mistreated, and run with when the running was good. Ignoring the beatings absorbed by those who live there, and the gangsters keeping up.
It's kind of hard too, because New York is a hard city sometimes when it comes to compassion, but it's something about seeing a pregnant woman. Because just the idea of her carrying life and her struggle, everybody really sympathizes with that, because they have a mother, or they've had children, and or they've had a mother of their child. So I see that as a good compassion, the love of a pregnant woman, life.
This is gonna sound really silly, but you don't see people offer their seats to people that need it enough. So I feel like every time I see that, it's actually kind of a nice, warm, and fuzzy.
I kind of see it every day, you know, like when people help mothers carry strollers up the subway stairs. That's a major act of compassion. And luckily, I see that every day.
What the elderly get on the bus and people give up their seats to them. I'll say that, even if it's not the seats that say, you know, must give this seat to an elderly or disabled.
See, thank you.
Okay.
Those seats, people give them up. When other people retire too, other people want to sit. So, honestly, that is it.
A truest level of compassion. This morning I was on the train, and a lady was full of alcohol, and she was kind of loud, and I think people thought that she was mental as opposed to drunk. And after a moment, the lady that she had been talking with and kidding around with was getting off the train and got up and shook the lady's hand and gave her $5. And afterwards, the lady who received the $5 was saying, "Why is she giving me this $5? Does she think I'm crazy or something?" So I said, "Just take the $5 and be grateful." She probably didn't think you were crazy, but she thought you needed a little help.
Me personally, I feel like people who take the time to talk to people is really one of those things that I would say is in that category. Like, a lot of times people in New York is so busy on their own personal agenda that they don't even know how to talk to each other. You know, most times they're on the social networks, on the Twitter or the Facebook, you know, whatever, on their phone or whatever. And even at parties, man, sometimes you go to parties and you see people just sitting around the park. Music is pumping. People be on their phone. So, you know, when people actually, like, put away all that, you know, just put your cool away for a minute, you know, just open up, you know. Yeah, so I would say that, yo. That when I see that, it makes me feel good.
I actually saw someone actually buy food for a homeless person.
Me and my homeboys, we had gotten fucked up, and we only had enough money between all of us to get one meal of Chinese food. So, it was one serving for one person, but it was split between 4 teenage dudes. And, I mean, we could eat. All of us could eat. And, so we split that up like some brothers. We were breaking bread and just, we just went in on that Chinese food. Everybody had their fork, and we were just going in. Like, I mean, it wasn't like you take this piece and you take that piece. We just went in like we was born together, so that was That was real touching for me because, you know, that's, I don't know. It was just like, we was like a little family at that point. I guess maybe it was the drugs. I don't know.
I feel like this question's like kind of a strange question because like automatically like my brain goes back to like being 15 on September 11th and just seeing all sorts of craziness, but also seeing like the littlest like words of encouragement from people. Like we were walking across the 59th Street Bridge and like anytime somebody would look downtown, people would just kind of say like, you know, it's okay, like keep walking, don't focus on it. Just like that sort of thing that just, it wasn't even like being like super consoling, but it was more like, you know, keep your chin up, keep moving, we're all gonna keep moving together. And it was like, I think it was like beyond compassion. It was like having an understanding of like keeping, like maintaining sanity amongst a huge crowd of people, and people were willing to keep each other sane.
That's an inspiring book that I think is actually very relevant for today in terms of the recession and in terms of having to readjust your life based on a serious lack of money. And I think also it's inspiring the compassion, going back to compassion, the amount of compassion in that book is astonishing and very inspiring.
Like so many others, I found it all too easy to stand off at a distance and criticize. But there ain't nothing wrong with the city, just some people been wrong there like everywhere else in New York City. I don't know why I love you, could be you remind me of myself.